Oh my gosh, it is snowing in April. Randy, what is today's date? What's let me go out there.
The 9th.
April the 9th. Let me go out here and show you. April the 9th, 2022. It is snowing outside in East Tennessee. Oh, Randy, look at it on the Incredibox. Look! Look at it here. Come here, come here. Oh, it's gonna go away. Look at the what? Look! Isn't that cool? It's like we're doing a You did not! I love it. It's April snow, not April showers.
Snow showers.
Snow showers. Oh, guys, look at this. Randy, this is crazy. It is snowing in April. Now, is this going to be a blizzard? Probably not. But it is flipping cold. Hey, what's the temperature?
44.
No, it ain't. It's colder than that. What? Ain't got no sense. It's cold. Okay, we want to show you that just really quick, and we're going to do a show, but I got to add this on here. Let me run out here real quick. Oh, it's lighting up. Oh, look at it. Oh, my goodness. Look at my screen. Oh, it looks good on that, the black on the back of the Incredibox. Okay, I'm getting cold. I'm going back in. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh, it's blowing in here. Oh, gosh. Oh, I gotta shut the door. What you doing? Hi, what you doing? Are you still working?
Still, when did I stop?
Well, I've been here for just a little bit.
Look, that's how quiet it is here.
It's so quiet.
Nobody here.
It ain't ever this quiet in the week.
Well, I'm doing some drawings for some customers. I've got 6 drawings to do. That's just this weekend. So I'm going to knock out all of our custom homes, drawings, everything. I'm going through all the contracts and the estimate sheets, and Amber's getting them all lined up. So this is going to the Amish. So I'm glad you guys tuned in. This is Saturday, and we just had, I don't know if Amanda's going to put the little clip
I'm
before or
gonna put it on
after.
the front. They'll have seen it before, yeah.
It's snowing and it's awesome,
Yeah.
and it's not cold. I mean, it's going to be cold, be warm tomorrow. I'll be out running around my underwear tomorrow. It'll be so hot.
I know. Look, the sun's getting ready to come out, so it's
So-
just about wrapped up.
But we're still building craftsman. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more craftsman homes to build. We got a lot of custom homes to build, and I always come on here. I always want to part of our show that we show you, that we reveal, is the people that are waiting for the homes, that we're on them, that we're building them, and that we're going.
We are.
We got slammed about a year ago with a massive amount of homes, and we're trying to knock them out. And you know, when you've got men that you have to train, and you have to watch the system, and you have to watch their quality. And I'll tell you guys, it's just this. Somebody told me, and he might be watching, but somebody told me over the weekend before, it was Thursday, said, and I know this, but he revealed, it was good that he kind of was knowledgeable. He said, nobody's going to have your passion, Randy. You know, nobody's going to have your desire to just kill it every second of the day. And I said, I understand that, and I don't want anybody to have that, because that comes with owning something, you know.
It does.
But it's just, you have to realize that the homes have got to be done in a timely fashion that it's going to happen, right? It's just going to be the way it is. So there's the way to increase our productivity is to hire more men, to be more efficient with our time and with our tools. Come here, buddy. with what we're doing, you know, into trying to streamline, trying to educate. All those things put together makes a house go faster, better, all that. And that's what we're constantly doing every single day.
Right.
Every single day, we constantly try to increase our productivity and our quality of home. And it's still never fast enough. It's still never good enough. And I think that's just the nature of the beast. You know,
It is.
I talked to somebody who's been in construction for a long time, and they said, you know what, Randy, every builder, even the custom builders that are $1 million builders, multi-million-dollar builders, they're the same way. They fight the same circumstances. That's everything. Now we're just doing them 200 a year.
Well, and two, not even in builders. There's other careers, professions, or whatever other things that have the same troubles.
Yeah.
No matter what. So everybody has it's very similar in that we're finding that out. We, you know, like Randy, you call this a bubble. Sometimes we're here so much, that's all we think about is just us.
Yeah.
And then once we get out somewhere, it's like, wait a second, really? Yeah. You all struggle with stuff like that? A restaurant? You know, you weren't getting certain things. You had to take certain things off the menu. You can't get those, or you're behind, or you're not able to offer, you know, whatever it is. And different hours. You can't be open all the time now. So they have some of the same struggles.
Yeah.
Staff, they can't keep people, and it's some of the same things. And that's not a building industry, you know.
It's in everything. And,
it is.
And I think the reason that it's probably on me more than any, because we've got so many, and I want it done.
Yeah.
And it's really probably the the load on my back that I really want done. And that's why when I went to our model homes, that was, it was either we do model homes or we go out of business.
Yeah.
And that's just what I was going to do.
Yep.
And I need peace, and I want to do, you know what I need peace at? I need peace that I want to build something that is efficiently built, cost effective, and a beautiful product. And that's just what I want to do.
Well,
you know?
Shame on you for coming out with the 8x24s. Shame on you for coming out with the 10x20s. Shame on you for coming out with the 10x30s. They were such attractive deals. Everybody had to jump on it. So it's really your fault.
I know. Well, this whole thing is my doing.
It is.
I was in the backyard, and I think last night I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? Will had brought it up, you know, first of the year, tell me, you need to reflect back about the first of the year. And this is Saturday. I hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday. Yeah. I don't know where you're at in the world or the United States. We're here in East Tennessee. It's sunshine, snowing, and raining. And this is springtime. And the day before, it was 80 degrees and had air conditioning on.
Lord.
And I love spring. I love the change of weather. But, you know, I could have stayed in the backyard and built one house at a time and built 5 or 6 a year, and that'd been done. I don't know why I didn't. Sometimes I wonder if I should have stayed there, you know? It's been...
We were talking about it. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's been so much... It's like the last 7 years I've lived 25 years.
Oh, I feel it.
Yeah, it's been a lot. And...
So much.
You know, the best part of it is I love building. The hard part of it was just always trying to survive and trying to deal with everything that comes your way, from the different personalities of customers you deal with, you know, to the rising costs of materials, to the satisfying of everybody's aspect of what they think you're supposed to build for them, because we're building custom homes. And then some people, they're just different, that, you know, to be polite about it, that's hard to satisfy no matter what you do. I could give them 3 homes for free and then put money in their bank account, and they would still be angry. And that's just the way it is. I've never ran into people like that before, and it's been hard on all of us. I see it in the girls and everybody here. You know, it's been hard when we say, hey, somebody says, hey, we've called 3 times and haven't been able to get a hold of you. We sent emails, haven't get a hold of you. I'm like, oh my gosh, we spend $6,000 a year in email addresses. We have 4 phone lines. We have 6 people answering phones, and we're still missing calls. Or are we really missing calls? Because there's so many things that go into spam, and the Wi-Fi drops, and all these things that happen. So what I've had to realize, I've had to learn to just ease off on. Things are going to happen. And I've always known this. I'm not naive. I've been in business and I've been in the world quite a long time. But this is on steroids. This is exponential. It's massive.
It is massive.
You got hundreds of people hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of comments and thousands of views. So it is massive. You can't corral that in your head. You can't corral that, and you can't own it, and you can't. So you know what I'm doing? It's like, what did we say? It was that chi, or that type of jujitsu. Well, yeah, when you come at me, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to take your pressure and go with you. You know, and I used to do that a lot when it was just a couple at a time. So I've had to actually gear my mind to actually being like that. So whatever comes my way now, I'm just kind of flowing with it. So if there's a comment, good, bad, whatever we're doing, is I'm just going with that. And you know, I've learned now that the good comments is really great to reassure what we're doing. The bad comments, I'm learning off of to say, hey, so checks and balances, are were we right or wrong? And then I categorize it. Yeah, and I go on with my task.
I think that it's a dangerous thing if you don't factor in the bad, because you have to. You have to. That's how you learn certain things. We're not I don't care what company you are. I don't care what kind of. Everybody's a human. Everybody's wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's just all there is to it. Everybody. So you learn from it.
Always. And I, believe it or not, I love a mistake. These guys don't believe it, but they come to me and I said, hey, come to me with what's wrong. I want to know.
Yeah.
I may have a solution.
A solution
and
for it.
Sure enough, I went out there in a couple of the houses out here in the shop and out here in the lot trying to finish them up, get them on the road. And they came, how are we going to do this? We got to tear out this. We got to tear out the whole da-da-da-da. And I was like, all right, I don't know, but just give me a couple minutes here, you know? And sure enough, within a couple minutes, that's why I love tiny homes. It's like, I don't really think I have found one problem yet that we couldn't fix in a half a day to a day.
Right.
You know, like Martha's leak in her floor. Gutted the whole house, put it back in 6.5 hours. Remember B from Colorado? Wrecked her house on the side of the interstate and had a water leak. And we went, because she didn't have no money, we went and tore her whole house out apart. Tore it completely apart, put it back together and back on the road back to Colorado. Twice. Isn't that crazy? So there's things that's the reason I like tiny homes. I went to Texas and destroyed the whole side of a house, put it back on, insulated it, painted it, put a roof and gutters on it in, 11 hours of work, and then drove back home. I was home in 3 days. So I really like that about it. But when we go back to, like, the original statement is passion and having a desire to do that, you know, I think it's just the way I'm wired, you know, and I think, you know, if I was raising goldfish out here, I always say that. If I was raising striped, polka dotted, pink, fluorescent goldfish, we've got the baddest goldfish in the world.
You'd be killing it.
Yeah, they'd be, you know what? They could swim in ice.
Oh, and they would be...
They would jump. They'd be the highest jumpers.
They would. And they'd be working out every day. They'd have muscles. They would.
They're little flippers.
Randy would have them on a diet.
Go, boys!
Oh my God.
Throwing them out there, steroids in the water.
They'd have organic worms to eat. Oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just like somebody...
It's how you are.
Yeah.
It's just how you are.
Somebody sent me a video about the things that really matter in life and really what makes you love this life or be a part of this world, you know? And don't think I've never been depressed, because I have. But the majority of my life, I don't know why, but I come out in the world just thankful. I don't know. I remember as a kid looking up thinking, wow, I just love the blue skies. I just love the air. It was just hitting my face at 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 years old. I just loved, I don't know, I just appreciated it, you know. You know one thing I used to come outside when I was a little kid because I wanted sunshine so bad, because it was up in Michigan when I was raised. Hated the place because it was always cloudy. I'd go outside and I'd look at the sky. It was all blue and one cloud. I didn't like it.
No.
I wanted solid jet blue like New Mexico or Arizona sky, you know. And but I remember being so grateful, feeling that way. And I think in being grateful for everything that I've got, you know. And I never, was talking to Amanda, I think last night I was telling you, I said, I never wanted to be older than what I was.
Yeah.
When I was 14, I didn't want to be 16 to do my driver's license. I didn't want to be 18, 20. My folks told me one time, and I don't know why they stuck to me, but they said, don't wish your life away. Enjoy what you have right now. The day will come. And I don't know why I didn't retaliate and say, you know what it's like not to drive, not. And I didn't. I just thought, they're older than me and they've got wisdom and I want to listen to it. I don't know why I listened to it. And I never wanted to be older than what I was. I wanted to be 14 at 14. I said, 16 will come when it has to come, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the way it is here. But I still have that drive. I still have the desire. I still have the want. I still have the passion to do stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I'm being like, well, I'm just going to kick back and not do anything. No, man. I'm like, I got stuff to do where I'm 14. Mm-hmm. Maximize where I'm at right now. It's like, yeah, I'd love to have, like Manda said, this place looks a wreck.
Oh, it's a disaster.
It's got, I mean, I brought mud in here after going across the mountain this morning, and it's just dozers everywhere, and there's tools and stuff. Oh. We don't have the facility done and put it in there. And yeah, I would love to have everything just spot organized. It'll come. Mm-hmm. So if somebody says, I couldn't do that because it stresses me out, well, it stresses us out too. Mm-hmm. But I have to just like stop, put that where it's at. And what's our main objective right now is to keep progressing, do better, get to where we're going to get, because we don't have the money to buy millions of dollars of people and buildings and be done, and build homes. Mm-hmm. And continue to fulfill our orders that we have. Right. And that's what I was doing this morning. I'm doing these drawings on here, and this is a craftsman. And so I just wanted to show you a little bit about, and I know this is so elementary. It's like, Randy, why don't you have a software program to do this? And I'll tell you, it's because I have never, ever had the time to learn a software program. Mm-hmm. I would love to do it. I like computers. I like digital. I like computers. I like dealing with them, but I've never had the time to do them.
You know, that's one of the things that always irritated me. I guess not irritated me, but you hear something over and over so much that you're like, oh my gosh, you don't know what you're saying. People will come in and be like, well, Randy's not an office person. Randy don't like tech. Randy's not that person. Listen, you don't know Randy. Randy loves to be involved in everything. Yeah. He owns the company, runs the company, wants to know about software, wants to know about cameras, wants to know about how you edit, how do you file your stuff.
I would love to edit these films.
How do you do accounting, the everything. And I think it's just a big misconception that people who build don't like anything any deeper than that.
Yeah, they think we're just hands-on.
Yeah,
you know?
And it's 100% not true.
No, gosh, man. I love the balancing of the money.
You do.
I love the design aspect of it.
Plans.
I wished I had a software that I could design and I could just move my mouse and click and build 3D drawings and all that. It just takes hours to do that. It does. And I don't have that.
Well, you don't have the luxury now, of course, with the company and everything like that. You don't have the luxury to go take a course and learn just one thing. No. Or to learn layers of this one thing, to try to master that. That's not an option
I've
anymore.
got 15 things at me all the time.
Exactly.
And I love the 15 things that I'm doing.
Sure.
And I think that I'm decently skilled at all those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But when you have a new one come on that takes a different type of education,
right.
I'd like to try, but I just don't have the time to put it on my plate.
Exactly. Well, you have to look at the bigger picture. You know, we got 40-some employees. We got to keep this machine going. Facts. So it's like, okay, does Randy need to go to college, or does he need to run this company? Yeah. So you have to run the company.
Yeah. And we've hired people to do the job. Like, people are saying, well, just hire people. Well, you do, but then that adds to your payroll, it adds to your overhead, it adds to everything. We can do that, but then the price of our homes are going to go up.
That's right. And there's a huge learning curve, too, because you know, you cannot just hire someone. This is what another pet peeve that I used to have. Remember back in the day, people, I'll just develop. Who's going to develop it? Well, I'm going to develop the land. Do you know anything about it? Do you know anything? Everybody thinks it's just so easy. Yeah. You have to have knowledge of what you're hiring someone, what they're doing. Yep. You can't just hire someone and say, I don't know anything about it. You 100% run it. No, that's not how you do it. You have to know what they're doing, not every intricate detail, but you better know what they're doing so you can keep your fingers on the pulse.
You got it.
Of it. You have to.
And I've learned that even watching big corporate people.
Yes.
Or I read about them and I
Yeah.
see them, and I'm like, oh, you mean to tell me he's on the
Yes.
line watching this being built? You mean to tell me he's not on the golf course all the time? No. I mean, they're up on the high rises watching them being built and watching the steel being erected. They want to make sure that it's put together properly.
You know something that I told the girls a long time ago? Maybe it wasn't this set of girls, but it might have been when we were over at Inca, and Alyssa has always been there, of course. But I'm like, do not make the mistake of thinking that Randy doesn't see you, hear you, or know what's going on. I said, never make that mistake.
Aw.
Yeah, I told that, and they know that. Everybody knows that. You went in there the other day, and it was so funny. Randy just went in on the girls really quick, and he said, why are you all texting? Why are you on your phone? Randy, just like I used to tell my kids, I have eyes in the back of my head. Well, you tell that to your kids when they're little. Well, the neighbor kid came over. Remember Dylan?
Yeah.
Dylan came over, and he said, how did you know I did that? And I said, well, I have eyes in the back of my head. He went, so does my mom. So it's been a tall tale that we've told our kids for a long time.
Yeah.
You just lie to them. So.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway.
Yeah. So I like doing drawings. I like to get a bunch done if I can today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I can get back out on the floor because
yeah,
the construction end of it is helping the supervisors. They've got a load on them trying to build these homes, and I like being there, part of it, to just really motivating and everything, and keep them going, But this is a craftsman style home, and it's been a while since we built craftsman, and the Amish are building them for us. And this is an 8x28, and I'm going to get it to Mr. Fine, and he's going to go through it, and he's going to check and see. I had to move a couple things. And just to point out to you guys, we've changed our building process in a way. Is this little dotted line, let me get a pointer here, my pen.
okay.
So this dotted line right here is a fender, right? So in that fender area, I don't want to put my door, because my door would be up high, about 12 inches, and I'd have to step down into the room. So I'd have to have a step out here, and it just makes it for a big, cumbersome area to put a door.
Something I always have to deal with.
Yeah.
Right?
So on this craftsman, even though you've got the vertical height of over a foot taller than our regular homes, I've got to either put my door on this end, because I've only got about 6.5 feet between the fender and the end of the house. So now this big living room area that was going to be maybe all 3 walls, because I could move the door down where it should be by the steps, I can't. I've got to have this door on this side of the fenders, So it causes, so I'm going to have him look at this and see what he thinks. This dotted line, of course, is our storage loft. And then you've got your steps. Well, the fender goes into the steps. As you can see, this first step will be just intruded a little bit by that fender. So the fender will be a little bit taller than that first step. So you'll kind of contend with that as you go up the steps, which is not too bad. But then the fender goes under the steps. This fender goes into the cabinetry. So this cabinet will be actually notched out when it fits up against it.
Okay.
No big deal. We've done it a ton. So, but that's the one troublesome area of a craftsman style home that you're going to trade off. You're going to trade the fenders, because you have to have a certain layout of how you're going to build this house or design the house. Now, this line here is a catwalk. As you can see, I labeled catwalk. And what's nice about a craftsman is you don't have this sloping gable roof that impedes on the headroom.
Right.
So you've got a straight, let me show you the elevation here, give you. So you got this straight elevation. So that catwalk goes, I think I've got a interior, oh yeah, here's an interior elevation that I did. And so as you go up your steps, you got about 52 to 54 inches that can be crawled or walked all the way across to the other loft here, right? Where on our new products we have as our gable, it's a triangle. And you don't have any room whatsoever to have a catwalk.
Okay.
Unless you have this straight wall,
right.
we call maybe a salt box dormer all the way across. So anyway, there's just a few design issues that you have to come across. Of course, once you get past the fenders, you're good to go. You got the loft, you got your fridge, here's a washer dryer, closet, toilet, put windows back here, tub shower. So this person is going to go through, even because it's a custom home, they can say, hey, I want my windows here or there. Majority of our customers are just say, put me some windows in.
Right,
They really don't care. They're okay with whatever we do. Their biggest thing is, hey, I want a tub, I want a closet in my bathroom, and I want a pantry in my kitchen.
Right.
And I want maybe a farm style sink. Other than that, majority are not that particular about them.
Right.
So I have to, and when I'm designing, So I have to take this floor plan, right? And here's my tongue. So now I'm looking at this wall. This wall is this wall right here. Because here's the tongue, here's my floor.
Let me bring them closer like
yeah.
that.
So this is the wall that I'm going to draw, and it's going to be a vertical wall. Here it's called an elevation. So here's these openings. So you got A, B. That's A is 3040,
Okay.
2030. And then on the second level, I've got these hopper windows, right? And looks like I've missed one. Yeah, I've got that's an egress. So I've got to put an egress window right here.
Okay.
So I get 2 hoppers and an egress. And I thought this would be nice because it's right on your catwalk coming across here, you know.
Okay.
And then you take the other elevation, you know, and that's the other side. And so you put on here, and there's a door and a window. On the back side is a door and a window. There's no windows on this other side. Oh, there's an egress. So I'll have to put an egress here, right? So then I go from here. Then I like to try to sometimes do a pictorial view.
Sure.
And it shows the whole.
Gives a nice visual.
The whole visual of it, yeah. And like I said, I've just looked at, when I was looking at this earlier, I was really trying to go fast, and I forgot that's an egress. So if this is your hitch here, this is my hitch, this will be an egress window right here.
Okay.
So it'll be a little bit bigger window. And I've put some awnings on here, and the Amish is really good because I thought, you know what, I'm going to start throwing some freeze boards in here. That's a freeze board, and I'll label it out here, freeze board, under here and here, like a 1x8.
Yeah.
You got your overhang, a reverse gable. This is a faux gable that ties in, and it breaks all that up.
Okay.
If you didn't have this, it would just be a big block of a house. And a lot of builders, a lot of tiny home guys don't do that. There's a lot of time in that. Probably with one man, you probably have 2 days of labor in that.
Wow.
In materials and everything. So that's a several $1,000.
It makes such a difference.
It makes it
so nice.
more of a home looking. Craftsmen are big and boxy. So you can't get away from it. I can't put a big steep gable on it because we're at 13.6. That's our limitation. We have to stick within from the ground up. So,
looking at this looks like the American Freedom.
That's exactly what it was. Same house.
From the beginning.
First tiny house on wheels that I built 7 years ago is exactly how we're building them now.
That's right.
The one thing that we've changed a little bit, think about it, and nobody told us how to build them.
No.
Nobody gave us suggestions.
Nope.
I purposely did not want to ask anybody.
You always said
You know
that.
what?
I know.
I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know. I said, don't tell me how you build. I don't want to know how you build your trailers. I don't want to build nothing. I want to figure it out. That's the fun part, is the journey.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And figuring it out, I had our trailer manufacturer, he said, your trailers are so easy to build. And they're so inexpensive. A lot less expensive than a lot of these guys out here that are building tiny homes on them. And so Tom made this up because it's been a while since we did our craftsman. And this is our framing technique and how we do it. And so, you know, we got our 21 inches off the ground, you know, instead of like on our regular homes, it's almost 30, you know. Oh, excuse me. And so we got our studs and we got our plates and we got a header. And this is that we really like what we do, is we have a continuous header around the entire perimeter of the house. So on this house here, inside this elevation, there's a big wood header across here, right? On both sides of the house. And so along here, and that'll be stepped down a little bit because there's a 2x8 header all the way around. This is just a overall, like, hey, this is a splash of what it's going to look like. It's not a detailed architectural, because you got a header on here, and I'll do a few, what do you call it, magnified framing detail.
Yeah.
But when you get done, I can put an opening anywhere in an entire house because it has a structural header around the whole perimeter. And I love that design because it gives us freedom. And, you know, when you really think about it, my whole philosophy behind building, doing tiny homes, doing the Incredibox, and I just thinking about it right now, the word freedom. Remember I did a video on freedom and stuff?
I remember, yeah.
It's all about being free. Freedom in design. You know, the Incredibox is such a freedom in life.
Yes.
Of no bills, no mortgages, and having a warm and dry, cool place to live. It's freedom. The freedom of design with this header going around there. I've been running my company like this, the freedom for the guys to just build homes. I'm not on you. I don't micromanage you. Just do what I tell you, do what I've taught you, and have the freedom to just, in your own time, make it happen.
Right.
You know? So, that's kind of just saying that.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
exciting.
Yeah.
Well, and two, you know, sometimes I think that all of us lose sight of what's really important. And it's like, you know what, today, whoever our customers, our potential customers, our followers, really think about freedom.
Yeah.
Really think about that.
Think
if you
about
really
it, man.
study on that, it will change your thought process.
Your whole life. I mean,
it changes you.
Our logo
Yes.
is choose tiny,
Live
free.
Yeah.
And yeah, if we had the money, we'd all have a mansion, right? Maybe we would. Some people may not.
I know.
But I'm just saying, I'm like, yeah, oh, I'd like to have a mansion.
You have endless money.
Endless money. I'm talking you're a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
But just get back to normal. If you choose tiny and you're a working person and or you're into retirement age or you're starting out in life, the way that everybody is strapped is money. Is money.
Yes.
Is a house payment. Where am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my rent? And I've got to get rent, you know, and or a mortgage. And
car payment,
you take that away.
Everything.
Take away your mortgage payment. And never worry again about another bill.
Yes.
Ever. And you can say, turn off my electricity. I'm still going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get bottles of water if you had to and take a bath and drink.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, the most important thing to live on this earth is a structure to live in.
Yeah. That is.
It is the most important. That's why all these people are homeless.
The biggest peace you'll ever have is knowing that you have somewhere to go home to. Because, you know, you think about people, you know, my daughter has friends and that have lost their parents. And I don't know what I would have ever done if I didn't have something to go. Some people never have people to go home to. Some people left their home or their parents died or stuff happened.
They're alone,
if you have nowhere to go to, no one to turn to borrow money off of, get groceries from, to go stay the night at their house, to go live with them for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a scary thing. I've never had to, thank goodness, I've never had to endure that.
Yeah.
But it's like, that'd be one of the main things that I would probably be thinking of to try my best to get a hold of is one of these houses, to never have to be in that position and to build from that.
I hate that they're 20. I wish I could sell them for 10, 5.
I know.
Some people don't even have $1,000.
I know.
They don't even have 3,000 or nothing, and they got 20. Well, we got to make a living, but it's a great deal. And you know, I was thinking about the homeless because people, you know, we brought that up, and it's just been coming up more and more.
It is.
It's always been there, but I think because the Incredibox is coming on, and the more I think about it, it's coming on in production manner where my goal is to build 5 a day.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see if I get there. Like my dad, I drilled a big auger. Well, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. But if we are able to come to 5 days, we can build 100 in 5 weeks. 100 homes in 5 weeks. So I'm really hoping that the 100 homes we sold, I'm hoping they're done, man. I'm hoping before the hot summer comes. We're already done with the 100, and we're all moving on to another 100.
I know, yeah.
You know? So that's my goal of doing that. And think that we could do that. And if we had somebody said, hey, I need 100 homes in 2 months, we just pump them out.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to that. But the homeless end of it, and for somebody watching this, you don't know where this video is going, but
that's true. You
know, my whole thing was a foster parent adoption for homeless people, and there was a lady has been sending me information about homeless projects, and people have tried that system, and there have been people in communities that rebutted it and said, hey, we don't want a homeless person in my neighbor's backyard, you know, so we put a tiny home in the backyard. I think nowadays, right now, that there are so many different types of homeless people. You know, there are the mentally ill, there are the drug addictions, there are people that are out of work.
I know. Yes.
There are people that just haven't got anybody. There are people that are just down and out.
That's true.
You know, so there's all types of homeless that need help. And the easiest thing now is because you can grab a tent and camp on a city street. Who said I wouldn't have done that?
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
When you have no one or nothing, what would you do?
I'd have packed and...
I'd do the same thing.
If they said, the city said, we're not going to kick you out and you can live under a bridge, I'd be like, there I am.
Somewhere, and
I'm
I got to
there.
go where I'm not going to freeze to death, so
I got
to go
So
somewhere.
my thing is, let's say you got 3,000 homeless in a certain city, right? And if there's going to have to be I think shall be volunteer from churches,
Yes.
organizations that want to help.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a citywide organization that we could say, hey, let's pitch in and do this.
Mm-hmm.
So we go in and let's say we take 50 homeless and we categorize them into their needs, of different needs of people, right?
Yeah.
And we educate people that want to adopt a homeless person for 1 to 3 years. And they want to adopt, hey, this one's a more severe case, this is one's not severe, time frames, and this is the education that has to be done in the project.
What if, okay, with you saying that, what if we just start here in Cobb County?
I went to the mayor.
Well, I forget the mayor. And love you mayors. There's 2 of them. We love y'all. But I'm saying let's do it on our own. Let's go get a hold of somebody. We'll interview some people. We'll set up something. Let's find a foster person who is willing to do it.
I don't know.
Let's just
I don't know how to deal with homeless.
Well,
I don't know how to deal with mental illness, drug addiction. I don't know how to do any of that. And so somebody has to be taught
yeah.
how to do that. You got to teach people, say, hey, these are their mannerisms. These are the medications they have to be on. Or this is what the structure of life they have to have.
Right.
Do you have the time? Like, if we're both working and we're wanting to adopt person, what's that person going to do during the day? Or maybe
Right.
one of us can't work.
Right.
One of us is going to make sure that person has a certain protocol to follow every day and how they're going to be assigned. You know, what's the system? Do they electronically check in? Do they get up every morning? Is there an inspection in their home? They got to go to interviews.
But let's try it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a plan, you have to have, like, I think an outline.
Yeah.
And we do. We have an outline.
I got an outline.
So then we will work out the kinks with just one. Let's just start with one project, one person to help.
Yeah.
And see, and then we can present that and show and say, you know what, we need your help.
Yeah.
And this is what we've come up with, but we would have our own project that we just start.
Well, maybe we'll have a committee put together and work on it.
Why not?
See where it's going. It's taking the time.
And there's so many people
to talk about it.
Our residents.
Yeah.
Here, there are so many people that will donate.
Could
their
you imagine?
Time. They will donate their time. They would love to be a part of something like that.
All right, so we're taking somebody in.
I have personally, and I've shared this on another video, but I don't think we posted that video.
Yeah.
I personally have 2 people who were homeless that live at my house.
I know.
I've taken them in. They're still there.
Yep.
They're there. Randy's took in people here.
I know it.
You know, but this is a business. We need to do it.
It's been hard on me doing that.
Yeah.
You know, because I can't have somebody live here and not know who they are and what they're doing, and you know, I have residents to be concerned about. You know, and I really protect these people. I want them. I'm trying to get the guard gate up here and everything. You know.
Well, let's try it. Let's be thinking about it. Make some notes, and we'll get with some people.
Maybe we can take one out in Knoxville if they don't have any here in Newport.
Oh, believe me, they got them here. We need to start at home.
Yeah, I would like to. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we got another
Write that down.
another plate to spin.
Exactly, that's right.
But that's right. You know, and give them Incredibox.
Yeah. Let's start with the Incredibox.
Well, there we go, everybody.
There you go, Randy.
Look what we do. If we don't get to do any work out here, we start getting in more trouble. All right. Hey, you guys have a great Saturday. Hope you're enjoying what you're doing.
We're in the dark. Like, we never turned the lights on.
In the dark here.
We're in the dark.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yep. So remember, our Incrediboxes are $20,000.
Yeah.
We had somebody here yesterday said they wanted a $60,000 house, and that's what are you going to do? They're going to do an Airbnb. And I said, well, let me show you my house. And it was 20 grand. She said, I want 4.
Yeah.
She'd get 4 for the price of 2 houses she was going to buy here on the model line.
Yeah.
And it's just different tastes. You know.
I have to get, Randy's going to get me a couple that I can decorate, and so everybody can see what the potential can be for these houses.
People still don't believe it went from raw metal to what I'm living in.
Yeah.
In just what, a day and a half?
Well, we have people that posted on there that said this isn't the same house.
Yeah.
It's like it is the same house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warm, dry place to live.
Yeah. $20,000.
20 grand.
20 grand.
All right, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
Yep.
That's it.
Have a great Saturday.
It's got so many other things you can tell them.
There's so much.
This is our only way of marketing, and I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. So
Yeah.
please tell everybody about us. Tell everybody about Incredible Tiny Homes. And if you know anybody in need or anybody that needs anything, this is the way we make a living here.
It is.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye.